Tea Time with Tammy on Tuesday. This is Sherry. I would like to say, come on in, get yourself some tea, and we're going to have a conversation about photography. Have you ever wanted to take better pictures? Would you like a few tips and tricks on photography? Where do you start? So, I have invited my cousin here. This is Sherry Tingley, and she is my cousin's wife. So we are both born and raised in Springfield, Ohio, where she met my cousin how many years ago?
37.
Woo, how did you put up with him for 37 years?
Yeah, that's a good question.
No, I love him very much.
I do too.
We're just giving him a hard time. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let Sherry introduce herself. You guys can make comments. We can see them up here. I can highlight your comments. If you have questions, I can highlight that question. That way, we can kind of answer them for you on this program. This is take three. Take three of talking with Tammy tonight, but we have resources here. Welcome back. I see all of you starting to come in. We got Chef. Hey, Chef John. We've got Dorinda. If you look in the description of this, you'll be able to find Sherry's photography page where she posts different pictures from time to time. Oh, we got KK here, our cousin Kay. You remember KK?
Yeah, hi, Kay.
Can you see the comments?
I cannot. Do I have to click on the comment thing?
You can give it a try.
There we go. Now I can see.
So now I just kind of, there we go. There's Sandra K. She says, hi, Sherry.
I can see now.
Yeah, so I can pin some comments on here for us as we go through. And guess what? We got another cousin,
Yeah.
Meaningful Michelle. You're going to go see Michelle this weekend.
Yes, I am. I'm super excited.
I bet you are. I'm like, I wish I could go. Right now, I'm prepping the restaurant to get ready for our big season. So busy body.
Yep.
How are you? First of all, I want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to tell us about your passion with photography, how you got involved in photography. You had a career with photography there for a while, and then maybe show us some pointers on photography. So you can start wherever you'd like, and I might chime in and ask questions here and there.
Okay. Well, my name is Sherry Tingley. Um, like Tammy said, I was born and raised in Springfield, Ohio. Um, moved out of there about, well, let's see, 6 years before I moved here, which is Raleigh, North Carolina. We moved to the Dayton area and closer to where we worked. And while I was there, I actually, my best friend has her own photography business, and I was kind of like her second photographer. I have done weddings with her, several weddings. We've done senior pictures, we've done ball pictures, you name it, we've done it. um, I didn't have. Oh, hi! Somebody lives in Cary. Yay! That's not far from me. um, but yeah, I love it here in Raleigh. I'm currently my background is I'm at a preserve. It's so peaceful and quiet here. There's hardly anybody here, so I found a quiet little place to to come and do this. But I, I don't know really what got me started. Probably just taking pictures of my kids when they were little. Um, and I just loved doing it. And like once I started working with her, I would be driving by and I'm like, oh, that would be a good place to take a picture. Oh, that would be a good and I still do that. I'm still like, and I want to stop my car when I see something, and I'm usually like in a rush to go somewhere, and I'm like, I need to stop there and take a picture of that. But I love sunsets and sunrises. That's one of my favorite things to take pictures of. But yeah, but I mean, I like landscapes, all kinds of landscapes, but yeah, and there's so many beautiful places here. I love it here. It's like there's more opportunity to take photos here than there was in Ohio for sure. Um, but yeah, that's and I like I said, I worked with her for until I moved here. I have done a little bit here. I did take some maternity pictures for a friend of mine down at the lake. So those were fun to do. But I haven't really gotten much into it here, except for just like hobbies. And I I actually have brought my camera. I actually use a Canon whenever I do use this. It's a Canon Rebel, um, and I also this is the just the basic um, uh, lens, and then I also have this bigger lens. It's a more of a zoom. This is a 75 to 300, so it'll zoom in pretty good. But the only thing about this one versus the one that's on here is if you're wanting something like just in front of you, this is too close. Like even the 70, like this one's 18 to 55. So this is a big difference. But with having the iPhone now, I don't use this one as much anymore. I haven't had it out for a while, and because the iPhone does a pretty good job. Because you're for those of you who don't know a lot about these types of cameras, um, there's the depth of field, and then there's the ISO. Um, those are your two of your main things that you can like the field of depth. It's like if you use the iPhone and you put it in portrait mode, it's basically the same thing. It will blur your background. So if you want a nice sharp, it's mostly for portraits. If you want a nice sharp picture and then just blur the background, um, but some of the other settings will also help with like your darkness, how much light it lets in. um I can't remember exactly what I used. I think I used a ISO 200, I think is what I used one night when I went out to take pictures of the moon, because it let enough light in just to see that. And it was a nice clear picture of the moon. So there's just different settings. Like on mine, you can put it in manual, and that way you can control like what you use, or you can put it in, you know, one where you can just let it go itself, and it's just kind of like having a small little camera. Um, but yeah, I love taking photos. If you if you join my page, you'll see I'm gonna try to get out more since the weather's a lot better now to get out and take some more pictures. Um, but yeah, I love it. You have any questions? You're letting me talk and you're not asking me questions.
Yes, I know in interviews, you're going to talk 80%. I'm going to talk about 20 to 15. That's normal. I know you're like, I'm talking too much. No, you're talking perfectly the right amount. You're so sweet. No, so when you look at your iPhone, and you're taking pictures, which I was like, okay, I want to learn. I want to see something. Okay, let me get to my phone camera. So you've got time lapse, and that's kind of like slows it down, speeds it up, right?
Yeah, that was like my daughter. She did. Me and her did some pottery, painted pottery when I visited her one time, and she set it on the table and put it on the time lapse, and it it takes the video as you're doing it, but when you play it back, it goes like real fast. Like it that way you're not having to sit there and watch this slow video of it took us like 2 hours, but you can watch it in like 5 minutes on the on the time lapse. So
Right.
yeah.
And that's good for like a reel. If you're doing like a reel for Facebook, you can, and you're making a painting. I could sit there and do
Yeah.
the session, and it can wrap it up into like less than a minute.
Right. Yeah. It
Um,
goes really fast, but
Really
you
fast. Yeah.
idea, but it goes a lot faster, and you're not having people sit there being bored to you know how to do that. So yeah.
I wanted to just give a shout out to all the Shine Tribe members. I've been pinning their names. You've seen them. Jenna. We've got, of course, here's Kat. Kat was the first Shine Tribe with me. She was on Tea Time. Welcome back. And we've got Jenna. We're just going to do quick shout outs. Jenna Healing Waters with Jenna. Kimberly, come back out on your page, baby girl. She was on earlier, I think, on her page. We got Kimberly here. Got Lotus here. Hey, Lotus. So it's wonderful to see you. There's a lot of people coming on the retreat here that we're having next September. We have filled up our retreat. Chef Tina and I finally filled up our retreat. Yay. Super excited. All right. So less about that and let's talk more photography. So then the next one is called slow mo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference between time lapse and slow mo?
So the time lapse goes fast.
Mm-hmm.
With your slow motion, it's like if you want to, it's kind of fun to play with that one, um, because uh, if somebody jumping, you'll see them. They'll be up in the air and going really slow, and so it's kind of fun. So it goes extra slow, and the time lapse goes fast.
Okay, great. And then we've got cinematic. Cinematic.
I haven't really figured that one out as much. I haven't figured that one out. I haven't played around with that one as much. It's nice to meet you too, Lotus. Oh, I can't hear you now, Tammy.
Oh, I mute myself when the dogs bark. Thank you.
I was like, I see your lips moving, but I can't hear what you're saying.
I'm saying for a lot of you who are just coming in, this is Sherry. She is my cousin. She's been married to my cousin for 37 years. So she's my cousin by marriage, but I consider her my cousin either way. She's part of the family for so many years. And I wanted to bring her on so we can talk about photography, maybe even videos, maybe for some of you Shine Tribers making videos. So that one is a video option.
Oh, okay.
So when you do that, it's giving you a video, and it just seems to be, it'll make um, the front thing focus and everything behind it blurry.
So kind of like the portrait mode when you're taking a photo, but it's portrait mode in a video.
Correct.
Huh, interesting.
Pretty cool. I'm going to use that for
Uh,
reels.
I'm gonna play with it too now that you told me what it was.
Then we got photo, or we got video, and we got photo. Everyone kind of knows those. And then
Yeah,
we've
that's just
got portrait. And then what about that panel?
the panoramic is you actually will hold the button down, and you like say you want, so here at the lake, say I want to get from one side of the lake all the way to the other side. I'm going to hit that button, and then there's a line across it, and you try to keep on that line, and you go very slow to the end, and then it's going to stretch that photo out where you can see the whole entire lake in one photo.
Now can you do that on with your Canon?
I don't believe you can do that on here. I don't recall ever seeing Now maybe in some of the more expensive ones,
Mhm.
I've had mine for a while. Mine mine doesn't have all the gadgets. I don't even have video on mine. There are some cameras out there that are newer and bigger and heavier, that actually you can take videos with, but mine you cannot.
So you can
Um,
see that line right there on the thing.
yes,
So
yes.
let's try it. So it's gonna. Oh, let me start over here. And then if it wants me to go up or oh nope, down,
And you just go
down.
real slow.
And if I'm going too fast, it'll say
Yeah, it'll tell you.
yeah. So it takes some concentration, right? You think to keep
Yeah,
that phone like stable, but if you had it on a tripod that had a swivel, you
yeah,
can
that probably work.
because then it would be
And of course, using a tripod is going to get um, more stable pictures too. You'll get less. I got a pretty steady hand, but like the friend of mine that I worked with, she didn't have a very steady hand, so she liked to use a tripod a lot because it kept more sturdy. And I also learned too, like when you're holding it, if you keep your arm against your body, helps it from shaking too. Is if you keep your arm closer to your body, if you don't have, if you don't have one. Yeah, if you just, I mean, I guess the iPhone would be the same way, but like I keep my hand under it like this, and keep my arms against my body, because it keeps more. Now the one that I have, this one here that I have on, it's actually a stabilizing lens, so it's got the stabilizer within it, so it helps keep that bumpiness out if you're one that tends to shake. This one does not have it. So this one is the one that I really have to hold the up against me when I'm using this one, because this one doesn't have the stabilizer on it. And you can put these, there's a little button right here that has a AF and an MF, and one of them's automatic. It'll automatically focus for you, but if you put it in MF, it's manual focus. So you can actually turn it yourself. So I keep it on automatic because I have a hard time trying to get it focused.
do you do you do you have a preference? Do you think Canon is if you were going to invest some money in like taking pictures and you were serious, what are, do you think Canon's better than another? I know a lot of people say that the quality isn't necessarily in the camera itself, it's the lens.
And it's a photographer.
Skill.
It's a photographer too as well. But yes, I mean it. Your lens has a lot to do with it. Um, like I said, because this one here's got the more zoom on it. And I keep forgetting because we go hiking a lot at one of the lakes here. And at the back of the lake, there is a tree that, um, a bald eagle comes there every year and lays eggs. And, but it's way up there. And when you're using, that's the downfall of the iPhone versus one of these with this kind of lens, is with the iPhone, yes, they do take great pictures, portraits and stuff, but when you go to zoom in far away, you get a lot of that. Some people call it noise or pixelation. It'll get it more blurry the closer you get. And I've tried to get pictures of him with my iPhone, and I keep telling my husband every time we're there, I'm like, why didn't I bring my other camera? Because I really want to get a good picture. Because you'll see people out there with these humongous lenses, and a lot of those, there's certain lenses that are also for like action photography. So the people that take pictures at the like at a ball game, like a football game or a basketball, especially basketball, because they're like on the move all the time. There is specialized lenses for action shots. So, and your some of your settings too, but there are some that are specially for that. So,
And the lenses can get quite expensive.
yes, that I've had my camera for, oh goodness, quite a few years, and at back when I got mine, this camera with this lens. Well, actually, I've replaced the lens, but it's the same lens, but I've replaced it. But with the kit lens, I did get a few things. I got a bag and a few other things, but it was like 500 and something. But this lens alone, way back then, was $200 just
Now
for the.
they're more.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and the cameras are a whole lot more too. And some of the other cameras, like my camera, it has just the basic um, SD card, like a lot of them do, which I like because they're cheaper. Some of the newer cameras, some of the big cameras, the ones with the video and stuff, they have really big cards, and they're quite expensive. So it
Mm.
just depends on what you're looking to get into. Um,
Food for thought.
yeah. So I mean, they're good to have. They're nice cameras to have, but um, once again, it's and I prefer, my favorite is outdoor photography. I have not got the right skills yet to do indoor photography really good. We've done weddings, and they didn't turn out too bad. But is tricky too inside. You gotta really, and that can get into some money too when you are doing photography and you're doing indoor photography, because indoor photography, you can get in some money with lighting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're gonna show us like maybe how to pick a picture, that like how to figure out where you want to stand, how you want to do it, and all that kind of stuff
I
there at
mean,
the lake.
I I got a pretty good eye. I mean, it might be a little. Actually, I got out here and I have not used my camera in so long that, guess what? The battery's dead.
Oh, that's okay.
So,
You would just turn the camera around and kind of show us like maybe I would go here, I would like this, or
you mean like flip this one around?
yeah, just touch it twice.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
Maybe that doesn't work on this program.
Maybe not. I wonder if there's a way though.
To flip your camera, there might be.
I'm not seeing what's.
So I can maximize you now so you don't see me. We can just see what you're doing.
Yeah, well, let's see. Let's look up. Translate. No. Web search. No, don't want to do any of that.
Hmm.
Well, hmm.
I never really tried to flip camera on it. So,
Yeah, I
and you double tapped on your face real quick and it didn't work.
yeah, I did.
Hmm.
Usually, sometimes there's a little thing too that you click on and it'll turn it around. Huh.
Okay, maybe you can just do this and kind of turn.
Ah,
There
well,
we go.
there's the lake behind me.
Yes.
But so, like, one of the things that I would do, so there's it's kind of hard to see.
An obstruction, a bush. Yeah.
Yeah, you got bushes, and sometimes, like, if I move over here, like I'll like to take. Let me see if I can back up a little bit. See how there's like, it's kind of like framed back,
Mm-hmm.
like that. That would be somewhere that, um, or I would like, get down low and see how that changes what that photo would look like. just lowering yourself down.
Yeah, so you're putting the vegetation some on the left and some on the right is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then, like I said, so right here is a tree. So I just kind of went down like this, and see, it makes a whole lot of difference on what you see, because now you're seeing straight underneath that tree versus when I'm standing up. This is the view I get.
Yeah, and I noticed you're on this side of the lake so that you're getting a good reflection
Yeah.
off
Oh,
of the trees.
yeah. I like the reflections on the lake too. Seeing like that would that see to me that right there's a really nice picture,
It
because you
is.
got a little bit of the green down there. I'm
Mhm.
it's hard when you're backwards, but there's that little one right there, and then you got the tall one, and then you got the ones across the lake, and then you got the shadow on the lake.
Mm, very pretty.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of a cloudy day today, which is
Mhm.
actually kind of good. And that's another thing too. That's another tip, a good tip on a cloudy, or that you really want more of cloudy days than sun. Direct sun is not a photographer's friend, not at all. Um, because for one, you've got people, especially if you're doing like portraits, because you're going to have people squinting if the sun is behind you and in their face. And then if you got the sun behind them, then it's going to be, you're going to get shadows and stuff. Or if the sun is shining on their face. So I've learned too, that's another thing I've learned, is to like tilt your subject away from the sun, or get in a shady spot. And even if you have to use, if you feel it's kind of dark, just use your flash, because it's going to be better than to be in the shade using a flash than being in the bright sun.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. I
Yeah.
get you. Lighting is like really important, and
Yeah.
I think
I
if you
see.
don't know, just move around, right?
Yeah. And I see a comment from Diane, and she's right about the basic thirds. The photo should have a top, middle, and a top, bottom, and middle.
I can't figure out how to bring myself back on now. Okay,
How do
hold on. Let's see
yeah,
something.
now I see. Oh, there
There
we
we are. Yeah, so they're saying top, middle. Yeah. Do you have to do, and you like to do it this way
are.
too?
Yeah, you can do the thirds this way. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Chef says, "Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
It is beautiful there, and I can't wait to come back and visit my family there in the Carolinas. I love the mirror image. Me too. Me too. Makes me want to paint it.
You'll have to try to come this way, because there's it's different here to Charlotte, because Charlotte, I think, to me is more. I mean, there's probably some areas that are kind of like this, but when I was there once before visiting, um, it seemed like it was more of a big city. Um, we're the capital, but you would think that Charlotte was, because Charlotte, see, their downtown is like, I don't know, bigger and busier, I think, than what it is here. But we have so many lakes here, so many small lakes, with awesome trails. And we actually have, they call it the Mountain to Seas Trail. And it actually runs clear from the mountains of North Carolina over to the ocean. So I don't know that I could ever do that, but it would be nice. I would love to, because I love hiking. Like, I love out, because this is what it looks like behind me. It's just all woods back there.
So pretty.
Yeah.
That's one thing about the Carolinas. They got a lot of trees. A lot of
Yes.
trees.
When we first moved down here, and My husband Bob would talk to people about it. He was like, "Yep, you come down here, it's roads and trees, roads and trees." And the part that I live in, like I don't live, there's the downtown Raleigh, and where I live in more of North Raleigh. So North Raleigh used to be all of this, like, and then it developed into, people are moving here constantly, and so they're constantly building apartment complexes, like constantly, like that's all you see pretty much is complexes everywhere. But in between all of that, we have all these nice lakes. So this is only like maybe about, I think it only took me like 9 minutes to get here from where I live. So, and then we got a huge lake that's probably 5 minutes from here, one end of it. It stretches, gosh, I don't even know how far it stretches, but um, we like to go there too. And there's some awesome photography stuff there too. That's where I took those maternity pictures. So, but yeah.
Are weddings hard to photograph, to take
Uh,
photos of it? Because it's like you get one shot at it, and
well,
bridezillas and all that show.
I my if anybody wants to get into wedding photography, my suggestion would be do not do it alone, because I would have at least two photographers, because when me and my friend would do a wedding, like she would get like, she'd be up towards the front, I'd be towards the back, and we got both views of, walking down the aisle and stuff like that. It is tough. And what we would do too is we split up, and we one would go with the guys, one would go with the girls, and get the before, getting ready pictures. So, and that's hard to do with one person because they're usually in two different places. So we just split up, and sometimes her daughter would tag along too. It would be nothing for us to have about 2,000 pictures, or at least over 1,000 pictures. 1,500 would probably be the least amount we'd have between us that we took at a wedding.
Jeez,
And, I mean, the
a
most
lot.
it's time consuming. Um, she is one that is good with the uh editing stuff, like using Photoshop and enhancing the photos or whatever. I don't know a lot about that. So I would be the one to help her take the photos, and then we would sit for hours upon hours on hours, just going through the photos, looking for, because we'd take the same shot. Both of us would take, like, the group pictures. We would take the same shots, two or three of them a piece, and then we would have to go through them and see which ones don't have eyes closed, which ones, are everybody's looking. I mean, it's a chore. Wedding photography is a chore. It And I understand why they charge so much, because it's just time consuming. It's not You're not charging for, taking the photos. It's what happens after you take the photos is what you're paying for.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. What someone says, what lake are you by in Raleigh, Lynn or Shelley?
I am at Durant.
Durant.
Durant, yeah. Dorena said Durant, yeah. But Lynn Lake and Shelley Lake are my favorites.
They're your favorites.
Yep.
Um, let me show this one, I think. Yeah, she says, yeah, always have at least two people, she
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. At least two people. Yes.
Oh, Dorinda. Dorinda's coming on my retreat here in September. She says, I'm definitely going to follow your page. I like finding new places to explore in the area. Yeah, make sure you tag where you're taking the photos, right?
Maybe we can meet up sometime and go out and take photos together.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yes, follow her page, you guys. I have it in the description. What is the name of your page? Let us know.
It is
I knew it.
bleh. Let's talk photography with Sherry.
Say it one more time. I think it cut out.
Oh, let's talk photography with Sherry.
Let's talk photography with Sherry. There we go, you guys. I have her tagged up there. If anyone has gone to her page, why don't you copy and paste it in the comment? Oh, maybe it will let me do it. It usually doesn't let me tag from this program. No. Oh, maybe. Hold on. Nope, that's the invite to join. It's no. No, we don't want that. I wonder how I delete it.
Didn't you say you did it? Well, no, you did it on the last one, on the other live that we couldn't get going.
Don't want to pin it. That's okay. If they join, I'll just not turn it on.
Now, will this stay on your page?
Yes, it'll stay on my page. Can you still see me?
Yeah, I can still see. What I was thinking is afterwards, you might be able to go back onto Facebook itself and go in the comments and put it in.
Yeah, but I'm just right now, I'm going to Facebook real quick and just grabbing it.
Oh, okay.
Just gonna grab it real quick. I thought, it's always quicker. You think it's quick, but so what would you say, like, if you're starting photography, you really don't have a lot to lose by sorry guys, my dogs are super excited. Would you be real when you start? You could, you're gonna not be as good as you want to be, and to kind of stick with it. You said you took some online classes, or were they in person?
No, well, they were in person. There was a couple that me and my friend took at the local. I think it was the like community college or something, where they were doing some classes, and we actually also. I don't know if they have one around here or wherever you're at, but they had one in Dayton that we joined a photography club. And so it was just a bunch of people. A lot of them were professionals, but you got a lot of tips off of them, and it was kind of fun because they would give you a theme. You would have some themes, and you would take photos and you entered them in, and they give out awards for your photography. And it was kind of, and we'd go on trips. Like, they would set up for us to go to some kind of like, come here, for instance. They would say, well, we're all going to meet here, and we're going to focus on nature for the day. And so everybody would be going around taking the best nature pictures they could try to take, but everybody was together in a group, and it was really fun. I haven't checked in to see if they have very many of them around here, but it was fun. And then they would have photo shows. You would go. They would have where, like, they would do it in the big cities like Columbus and stuff, where you would go to the convention center and they would have like a bunch of speakers come in talking about different aspects of photography, and you could pick the class, the ones that speakers you wanted to go see in the day. And then they would have, like, basically like vendors there where you could buy photography stuff. So those were all always fun. I went to a couple of those, and they were fun. But it was through that photography club that I was in.
So join a club, look for some classes, further educate yourself if it's something that you really enjoy. It's and brings you joy. Remember, we're always talking about bringing your joy. Sorry, the dogs are going crazy. I think there's someone's here. Justin's here. He just got here too. So just find your joy each and every day. And if photography is one of them, here's a little inspiration that we're heading your way, maybe some things that you can maybe meet new people that are like-minded, new friends, joining a workshop, learning photography right along with somebody. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And you have retreats that you have like a whole group of girls that just go together and travel together, and it's a beautiful thing to have that friendship. and
Yeah.
and I and you can find it in many things in life, just even photography apparently.
Yep. Yep.
It says black and white. Oh, it's Doreen. Hey, Doreen. Black and white photography is wonderful. Do you like black and white photography?
I do. It is fun. There's certain ones. I have a favorite photo. I'll try to find it and post it on my page. It's my all-time favorite one that I took years ago. Of my daughter. We had a creek that ran through our neighborhood when I lived there in Springfield, and the kids would like to play in the creek. And I have I have two biological grandkids now, but I had four that they're my grandkids. They're not biological, but they're my grandkids. And when the oldest one, who is now in high school, uh, when he was like maybe two, they my daughter had her pants rolled up and he had his pants rolled up, and they were walking through the creek, and she had a hold of his hand. And it's just my favorite one, and I turned it black and white because it just looked better black and white. But it's my all time, that's my favorite black and white of all times. But I'll post that for anybody that joins and wants to see it. I'll post some of, and I'll try to, maybe I'll go through and some of the things we talked about with the settings and stuff. Maybe I can like take some and then explain this is what I was talking about. And then that way you can see what I was talking about. Maybe I'll do a time lapse versus a slow mo. I don't know what I'll take, but I'll try to do some of that stuff and post, because I'm been trying to figure out like what people would want to see on my page. Um, because I just kind of started it not too long ago, and I'm just not sure what everybody's interested in. Um,
So my advice on that is you're never going to know until you try different things. And then you'll see what people like more by what they watch more of. And you'll see a
right,
trend. And then you'll be able to give more things that people like.
yeah,
Because guessing, you'll never know by
yeah,
just like, I don't know. Right. So the thing is, you just throw things out there and then see what catches and what people like. And I think slow mo would probably be cool with it with wildlife. If
yeah.
if you ever saw wildlife, that'd be like you
If
can
it,
slow
yeah,
'em down.
kind of
That's
hard.
a hard one to catch.
That is a very hard one to catch. Because for one, they don't like to come out till night, and so it is hard, very hard to catch it. And then when you see it, it's like you just want to just grab a photo, and you don't think, oh well, maybe I should do slow mo, or maybe I should do time lapse. But um, another thing, like I'm a pre-K teacher, and we're doing gardening right now, and so we've been showing the kids a time lapse on YouTube, time lapse videos of when it starts as a seed and as it grows into a flower or to vegetable or whatever. Just, and the kids love it. They're like, they just sit there and they're like, wow, like time lapse are pretty cool depending on what you take. They can be pretty cool just to sit and watch. And slow mo, I mean, I think it's more fun to do. That's just a fun thing to do. But I don't think about it half the time. I'm just like grabbing my phone and snapping a photo. And I was carrying my camera with me just in case. I carried in the car, and I'm like, it's starting to get hot. I better not do that. I better, even though it's in a nice case and it's all cushioned in there. I don't really think it would do much damage to it, but I was like, yeah, I better take it in. But I never think to grab it because I don't use it much because I've got the iPhone now. So, but I don't have the plus, so I don't know the difference in the camera on the regular. I got the iPhone 13, but the iPhone 13 Plus, it has three things on the back instead of two. So I don't know what the extra one, what extra stuff it has as far as is yours that one? So yours might have. Well, you didn't say anything different though than what mine has when you were saying what you have on it. I have pretty much the same things, but I'm wondering what the difference is, what the extra. Maybe yours is your Zoom better. Maybe have you done a lot of zooming in on yours?
Yeah, mine's a 14.
Oh, you got
The
new.
14, and I got the big one because I'm blind.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so far, I mean, I got glasses, so that helps.
Well, I went from a 7 to a 14. I try to
Oh,
make them
wow,
last.
really? Well, this is my first ever iPhone. I have used Samsung ever since I've had cell phones, except for I think 1 year they talked me into like an LG or something, and yeah, soon as that 2 years was up, I went back to Samsung, and then I my kids kept saying, "You got to get an iPhone. You need an iPhone. It's easier to use. It's better. It's better." I was like, "Okay." So I've had this one for about 2 years. So yeah,
That's awesome.
I was trying the comments.
Um, this one's funny. Dorinda says turtles are easy to catch, but they're already in slow mo.
I like that.
Diane said the timeline picks some have done for a child since birth for 18 or more years. Same pose. It's fun. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I like that too. When they show the human. Um, Lucinda's here. Hey, Lucinda. Welcome to Tea Time. Thank you. I appreciate learning more about photography. Yes, for Lucinda's in the Shine Tribe. And yeah, it's a lot of these talks are like, oh, that's going to be helpful when I'm videoing lives and showing you guys things, like try to get better angles, try to do the third thing, and look at the lighting and all of those wonderful things, and try some of the different settings on the phone. They do some wonderful things. And I want to thank you again for coming to Tea Time with us, Sherry. If you guys want to see some of the demonstrations, she's going to do some posts on there for us so that you can see different things. So go ahead and follow her page and take a look over the next week and see what she has. She's also going to be going to traveling this weekend. Maybe she'll be taking pictures of her
And
travels.
I'll be traveling on a train for the first time. So
Oh, we would love pictures from the train,
yeah,
please.
yes, I'm looking forward to that. That's one of my main things is like got and my grandson he's 2 and he is obsessed with trains right now. So I've got to get pictures and videos on the train because he will sit for hours and just watch trains running down the track. YouTube videos of trains. He loves trains. He's obsessed right now. So yeah, I will definitely be getting some photos while I'm gone this weekend. So and I
We
will
would
be
love you too. And if you ever feel like a video, we'd like those too.
okay. Well,
You can do those
I'll let,
reels are like 1 minute is your limit on the reels.
oh yeah,
And
yeah.
the reels they're pushing in Facebook so that could draw some people into your page.
I
They're
so
1 minute long and you can
so
add songs and have fun.
how do you actually do a reel? I I'm so
Good
bad.
question. I will show you. Let me show you.
I see them, but I just figure they're TikTok things. But
Okay, so I'm logged into my phone
okay,
on my page.
so you actually go onto your page.
Mm-hmm. And then if you hit that plus, you see that plus button right there in the middle?
Um, I see
right
it.
there in the middle, right above my finger. You
Okay.
push that, and then boom, the first one is real. That's like a plus. It's a blue plus sign saying to create. So you can create a story, a reel, upload a video, or a live video.
And this is all on just on your regular Facebook page.
Yeah. Just when you go to your Facebooks, I close my Facebook out. So now I'm just opening the page and it takes me to that page right there. And right there in the middle, across the bottom, there's a plus sign with the circle. Hit
Huh.
that, and then you can go live, make a reel, do a story, upload a video, and do all that right there.
Huh.
So it's one button, you're there.
Well, I'm gonna try it. I will try it on the train.
Oh,
Just
guess what? Read this comment I just posted.
uh,
The one I tagged
let's see.
says, I will show you Sherry this weekend. From Meaningful Michelle, my cousin. If you guys
Okay.
don't follow Meaningful Michelle, check out her page. She has positives to say, positive things to tell us
I
in the
told her
morning.
maybe
And I love
we
them.
could go. I told her maybe we could go on to one of our pages together this weekend.
I would love that if you guys take turns. That way
Yeah.
we can see you over a Meaningful Michelle, and then we can see you on Talking Photography with Sherry. Guys, please follow them both. And all the other ones I talked about today that are in the Shine Tribe. We bond together as women. We grow together as women. We support women. What a beautiful tribe we have here together. And I love each and every one of you. And thank you again, Sherry, for coming on today.
Well, thank
Enjoy
you for
the
the
rest
invite.
of your evening and tell my cousin I love him.
I will do so.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks.
Bye
Bye,
bye,
guys.
sweetie. So I muted you and took your picture off white. You can just close it out and it'll go away, or you can hit end at the top. All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming to Tea Time with Tammy. We've got us a Sarah Bear for tea time. We got us a little bit. Oh, goodness, that was a nice kiss. Thank you so much. I wanted to thank each and every one of you for coming to tea time. Also, wanted to say don't forget to find your joy, of course, each and every day. Let's start today, shall we? It's out there. All you have to do is look for it. And when you find that joy, take the time because no one can do it for you. It's your job to find your joy and take the time. I want to thank you again, Sherry, for joining us for tea time. I'm going to look here on my calendar. We have tea time every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our and uh, um, we have a different guest each week. We have our next guest this week is Brittany Briggs. A lot of you might know Brittany. She does affirmations on her page. I love, love, love the affirmations she does. You just repeat and repeat them. She comes up with beautiful ones. I think it's good food for the soul. So I'm going to bring you guys her this week. We're going to talk a little bit about her. Who is Brittany? I see her everywhere. Do you? So stay tuned. And then next month, we're going to have some Shine Tribers on our tea time guest. So you can see them, see. We're going to do an interview. We're going to show you what their page is about, what's inspired them to start their page. So stay tuned. I've got lots and lots and lots of wonderful things planned for you. Sounds like they are driving. Let's unplug this. That's their motorized vehicle. It is. See, my husband is fixing Patrick's son right there. They're fixing. Oh, I just saw Justin go by on the motorcycle. Please keep him in my prayers. He races those motorbike cross bikes, and they bring him to Justin to tune up for the race. Must be coming up. The big race is coming up this weekend, so Justin's probably doing a tune up, checking it, making sure that he is ready for his race. He's a teenager now. He started racing when he was 8 years old, And Justin has always helped him out and get his bike ready for the big race. Yay! Peace Chick need to be a guest. Yes, Peace Chick. I've asked Peace Chick. She says, not yet. Not yet. But yes, hopefully you guys will get to meet all of the Shine Tribers one day on my page. And I love each and every one of you. I feel blessed to be here. And guess what? I'll see you soon. Tomorrow I'll be serving tables and not cooking. We had to do some switching of the schedule. And then I'll be serving probably Thursday too. So I won't be seeing you at work. So I'll probably be seeing you after. Hey, Reba. It's great to see you, sweetheart. Don't forget to find your joy each and every day, guys. Thank you for coming to Tea Time. We'll see you next week for Tea Time, but I'll probably see you tomorrow on Talking with Tammy. If you're new here, please follow and like my page and see what I have to offer you guys, and join our tribe. It's beautiful here. We love each other dearly, and we have all starting to get to know each other and really form a beautiful tribe. And you're welcome. Please come on in and join us. Say hello. Let us get to see you and get to know you. Yeah. Nope, not ready yet. Peace Chick, but that's okay. Peace Chick gave me the best happy birthday song I've ever had in my life, and it made me smile so big. So I always have a special heart there. Like, oh, my Peace Chick. All right, guys, I love you so much. Have a great night. I could stay on here all night, but I got to make some dinner. So, love you lots. I will see you guys soon. Have a joyful night.